day that you awaken is a new opportunity. It is a blank canvas that can be painted upon in any way you choose it to be. Being very present in that moment, the now moment, with that canvas is probably the most powerful thing that you possess. And yes, all of you possess it. If you make decisions and live from the past, you're going to get more of the past. And sometimes the past isn't always the best place because it's looking back on it and you say, ooh, I could have done that better. And projecting yourself into the future by worrying or supposing, okay, this is going to happen if this happens, and it robs you of your present moment. So we'd say each day when you wake up, it's a blank canvas. Decide that you're not going to let the past bother you. It's there. It's not going anywhere. And you're not going to propel yourself into a future moment that hasn't even, moved into substance yet. You're going to stay very present. If it's 9 o'clock in the morning, you're going to be at 9 o'clock in the morning. And look at the day as opportunity, not a repeat projection into the future that has no substance. Stay present. Decide every day that you're going to make decisions from there. You're going to live there. And you're going to try to allow your energy to have a little bit of comfort there. Be present. Don't go anywhere else. Stay really focused and decide that you're going to make the day be what you'd like it to be. So that when it's a past moment, you can look back at it and say, I did pretty good that day. I'm improving. Every time I look at this, I'm improving. And as you move through your day into your future, you decide, I'm going to stay present while I'm doing this so that when I create the future, it's going to be from a very calm, collected, thoughtful moment instead of a sort of a chaotic leap into a void that's not even real yet. All have this ability. So we'd say take time when you awaken in the morning to refresh yourself, calm yourself, clear your head of the past, and hold yourself in the present so you don't flop into the future and create something that you don't want. It's all very simple if you just think about it.
Thank you, Veronica. Okay, Veronica's here. A very interesting experience in person. Anyway, Veronica, we get a lot of comments by email and on the comment section here. And plus, just people who call in and have sessions and readings. One of the groups of questions has to do with how people who they believe they're spiritually aware, they get it, thought creates reality, how can they help other people? And I would group this into, can you co-create or can you create in another person's reality? And I'm not talking about sending a gift card like I wish you well to someone who's terminally ill. I'm talking about, can they cure? Can a person who's really into it and has a relative who's, say, dying of cancer, can they cure that person of cancer? And then there's another one following that that's a little different. But it falls within the category of, can you create in another person's reality?
It is Veronica, and we have just been asked a question by the Alan Crawford. And we would start by saying that it is an individual creative moment for each of you, and there's free will involved in all of it. So anytime someone is creating something, it's usually from their own free will. Now, let's say in the state of cancer, someone is very ill. You can blend with their energy if your energy is pretty clear. And getting your energy pretty clear means probably some meditative moments where you wipe out all the drama of your day and sort of encapsulize your own energy and extend it to the person who might be ill at the moment. Now, the tricky part is that the person who might be afflicted with a cancerous moment has to be open to that, has to be aware that you're doing that, and use their free will to make the choice to blend with the energy so that something can be done. And a lot of times there'll be an individual who is a healer type that says, well, I'm sending this energy. But if the person involved is not engaging the energy, then it's not going to be as effective. So we'd say if you have a loved one who is of the same mindset as you, sit with them and decide that you're both going to try to co-create together a better moment for them. And a lot of times it can work, but it depends upon the person's ability to receive and accept and their openness to the whole thing. But it is something that is doable.
Thank you, Veronica. And the next question in the same kind of like concept is from somebody, and here's what they say. My adult son is not working. I know that he needs to find a job and to form a life for himself. He has lived on his own many years, but I feel he hasn't started to fully form into the adult he needs to be for himself, parentheses. He is smart, creative, attractive, and true joy to be with, but for many reasons he has not gotten a full-time job and work to his capabilities. And how do I handle, this is the big deal, how do I handle the feelings of guilt that I have about how I must have caused this in how he was raised? Kathleen.
A parent's job in physical reality is to guide and help their children attain what they need to do. We don't think in this instance that anything you did was a detriment. We think that your son, so far, simply has not grounded himself enough to create the atmosphere that he wishes to create. We think his thought process wavers a bit. And a wavering thought process never creates what you want to create. And we do think your son wants to create a job and stability in his own environment. We say, instead of blaming yourself for what was, start by encouraging him to think clearly, to move forward with clarity. And anytime you're with him or talk to him, encourage that in him and challenge him to step up. So instead of looking at it as a failure, look at it as, here's an opportunity. He's an adult, and I can talk to him clearly and plainly. And this is how I'm going to talk to him from now on, to encourage him to be everything he is, but to also think clearly so that he can participate in the reality in the way that this culture sort of dictates one to create. We think your son will find his spot, and we do think through your support, but not fixing it for him. He's got to fix it himself, but being supportive energetically, you can help him attain what he needs to attain. But remember, do it for him. He must do it for himself now. He's a grown man.
Thank you, Veronica. And for those of you who wanted to talk to Veronica directly, you need to go to, or it would be helpful to go to aprilcrawford.com. Information how to contact us. Same thing with Amazon.com and also Veronica's Facebook page, which is Veronica the April Crawford. And that concludes this session. Look forward to next time. Thanks.